You all leave the main bridge, you three, and you head down the service elevator to the deck that Marius had found. As the doors open, you find yourselves in a lavishly decorated but dark corridor lined with unlit candles. And far to the end, as you walk, you see the massive golden inlaid doors that Marius had managed to open, standing wide as you left them, and behind them, the gray-black mass of an emergency bulkhead blocking your path. And to your left, you see the console that Marius used to activate the message. No sign of the man who slumped, or really any other sign, can be found. And the candles appear pristine, brand new, never having been lit.
And there's, of course, the layer of dust.
And the layer. That's par for the course.
By the way, as we're walking in this corridor, I turn to Ignatius and I just say, if I may inquire, Navigator, what is your interest in this room? As you, among all the others, seemed keenly aware of the significance of this find.
I have stalked the corridors of the fore of the vessel. During my travels there, I've discovered lingering souls of the former inhabitants. I suspect that some travesty has occurred here, as only those of my ilk may have sensed. Based on the recording you have showed us, there may be some evidence of what exactly occurred here.
I nod slowly to myself and say, yes, the ship is a very large mystery to myself as well. The machine spirits have been crudely touched by some strange rite I do not know myself, and many of their awarenesses have been purged and their memories are picked clean. Whatever happened in this place was a grave affront to the Omnissiah. Perhaps your eyes will see things that mine cannot.
By the way, Boltus, give me an
Yes?
intelligence test. Just flat
Oh,
intelligence.
boy. It begins.
The first test.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to fate point that?
Yes!
99 did.
Oh, wow. Oh, excellent. As you start walking down a hall, you kind of run your fingers along the wall, you feel something reminiscent, something that, something in your mind kind of clicks about this hallway, but how it all looks. You've been in a hallway just like this once before in your life, back on the Explorator fleet. It had been after you had saved that one ship after it crashed. You were brought before before one of the Magos, and you remember walking down one of these halls. It had led to a hall that seems almost identical to this one. Was the one that had led directly to the Magos' inner sanctum.
So what I'm gathering, this is a kind of a hallway that would lead to an inner sanctum of sorts.
Whatever it is, it must lead to something highly valuable to the Mechanicus.
I relay that to my companions.
We'll do so.
Hey guys, I've been in this kind of hallway before on the Explorator when I was in the Explorator fleet. This could possibly lead to something very valuable to the Mechanicus.
I look over at him and say, yes, I'm aware of this. When I encountered the vocal cogitator and the sheer strangeness of the security in this area, something of significance is definitely within it.
Hope it isn't dangerous. Or at least if it is, we can use it against people that are also against us.
Oh, by the way, I suggest you all put on void suits because the last time I off-spec scanned the room immediately behind the bulkhead, I read no favorable atmospherics for human life, so you may need rebreathers and void
But
suits.
actually, you read nothing. The bulkhead was blocking you.
Oh, okay, well, I'd still wear it anyway because I don't know what's behind the door. So
Because, no, you just like, if emergency bulkheads have deployed, it usually does not mean good things on the other side.
yeah, exactly. So wear void suits if you guys have any.
You all have
Ah.
void suits.
I do not.
Oh, you do not, no.
I can lend you my rebreather.
It's not going to do
Well,
much if he's exposed to hard vacuum.
Yeah, the vacuum is more of a problem than the suffocation.
Well, good thing is you have got a guy on the inside.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
true.
of,
I've got a guy on the inside.
speaking of which, you hear a crackle over the Vox. And he goes, "This is Bernstein. Do you read?
Yes, what have you found?
I'm currently moving through decks. I'm currently moving down from decks 5 to deck 7.
What is your estimated time arrival?
The maintenance shaft is wider than expected. My progress has increased by 27%.
Estimated time of arrival?
3 minutes and 34 seconds. 33 seconds. 32 seconds. 31 seconds." And he starts counting down.
I just mute him slightly and look to the rest of them. The creature may prove useful, yet I still distrust it.
You are wise to do so. Nothing is to trust. Right, humans certainly have their place here.
Mm-hmm. So well, do you like say anything to each other, or do you just wait until he gets back into contact?
Well, I'll show him. I'll show Ignatius the panel where the man apparently died in the recording, and run him through the very brief layman terms of how I recovered the data, and maybe ask him to see if he can see anything through the warp, maybe a residue of what happened here.
Yeah, preparations.
I will begin. I'll like sit down and like take the time to like etch out a circle on the floor around me and begin preparing myself to deeply probe the area for any trace of warp exposure.
Hmm. You prepare yourself and roll me senescence. Let's see what you see. Let's
My
see
elfin
how
eyes.
calm the warp is.
Here comes the
With
100.
my elfin eyes,
What do your elf eyes see?
you will see. Something, perhaps.
As you cast your eye into the warp, you do not feel the presence of Zedok far away, but in the immediate vicinity, you do not detect any psychic presence. But something is amiss ahead of you. While you do not sense a psychic presence, the area is different beyond the bulkhead door. You sense age. Something old, very old. The reason why I tell you this feels different is because the emanations that are coming, the natural emanations that are coming from the matter inside the other room feel much, much older than the rest of, well, what you can feel. It feels like it feels more akin to when you if you're in the bowels of one of the ancient cruisers of the Imperium, or one of the vaunted nomadic ships of your house, ships that have plied the stars for millennia, since the dawn of the Imperium, or perhaps even before. That is what this feels like, not like a ship mere 2 millennia old.
Mere.
Yes, mere.
Yeah, 2 millennia is not really much in the Imperium.
Glorious Imperium's glorious. So,
Other than that, it just reads as dead to me.
Other than that, it just reads as dead. No psychers. No psychic emanations.
After a few minutes of careful concentration, I'll stagger back up my gangly leg and mutter to myself under my breath.
Do you mutter?
No, nothing audible.
Oh, okay. I still have the fucking cogitator picture. This annoys me greatly.
It's the chaos cogitator, isn't it?
No, not the radial. No. Fuck that shit.
The Irradial Forge or whatever.
Ugh, God.
Infernal cogitators. That's what we want, clearly.
Totally
Yes.
what you want to see when you enter this room.
Demon cogitators all over the walls.
I have that shit on lockdown. That is my department. I need to get like held in my gaze.
Oh god. Held in my gaze is just so swag.
It's useless. It's only against demons, and even that it's kind of.
Okay, hold on. I found it before, and now I suddenly can't find it yet. What the fuck? Oh.
We know what they look like. We don't need it.
God damn it. Fuck it. There's no picture currently for this room. I had one, but my computer has decided to swallow it whole.
Glorious.
So fucking annoying. Anyway then. Let's just get back on topic. We've wasted enough time. So, after about 2 more minutes of time, you hear another crackle from Bernstein come into the box. This is Bernstein. Obstruction ahead.
What sort of obstruction? And then I basically indicate to my probe that I sent with him to essentially display what the obstruction is.
In your eye, you see the data connection to your servitor and to your servo skull, and you see the grainy image from its machine eye ahead of you, and you see the elongated form of well, not elongated, the now more snake-like form of Bernstein crawling through the ducts ahead of it, and as he pauses, and you see ahead, there is a bend in the pathway, and the bend is not a bend as in it bends around. There's literally something has bent the passage.
Yeah, I can't hear what you're saying because Skype's gone all robotic.
Oh, there is ahead of you, ahead of him. The passageway is bent inwards. There is still room to squeeze through, but something appears to have damaged the passageway. This is the first time you've seen damage to this vessel in any form. Like the actual like maintenance shaft that he's in appears to have been bent inwards ahead.
He's not here.
Oh, fuck. Why?
Your stooge.
Warren. No, never mind. No. Maybe we should switch to Google Hangouts.
Oh, fuck that.
Well,
Well, by the way, what is Tanok doing? Just for the record.
Um, what he's doing is that obviously he's already scanned for threats to Michael. You can never be too sure. Even after the fight with the Dark Eldar, you've seen what those things are capable of. But I mean, he's just staying close to Michael, so I guess if they were talking, he could hear it. But you know, he's just preoccupied trying to get into habitat ready for his people.
No. I mean, this is gonna take several hours, if not the rest of the day. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Oh, what am I doing for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Completing some of his training, actually.
All right.
Like if Relac has designated this is a task you need to do and you can do it right now, become a shaper, he'd immediately delegate some of his day to this. You know.
You just do training exercises. Okay.
Yeah, to become a shaper. Since she's the one that can oversee that.
You don't know if they're shaper exercises.
I know, but it's coming from her.
So, everything comes from her. And
training.
what's Zedok doing for the rest of the day after he speaks to Michael?
I'm going to head out to Footfall and attempt to locate a heavy flamer.
Well, in that case, since Warren isn't here, we can do your thing real quick. So you take a shuttle to one of the major actual market asteroids of Footfall, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who do you take with you? Besides your overseer.
No one really. I mean, I don't really have an entourage. I don't have any soldiers I could call upon.
No. Well, you could... Once you're on Footfall, you can vox a few Vostroyans to meet you there, like a squad of Vostroyans.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I'll grab one squad.
Alright. Lieutenant Nikishin informs you that they are on their way and will meet you at your designated coordinates within the hour.
Yeah. And I'll take with me my overseer.
Moonin.
Moonin, of course. Never go anywhere without the bird. And let's see, anything else I really want to bring? Don't think so. I'm just gonna put on the lights again, give me a second.
Alright. In that case, you take your shuttle, take Moonin with you, take
It's fucking pitch dark outside, I swear to God.
I'm back.
Dark.
Sorry about that.
It's pretty dark here. No, it's fine. We're doing Zedok's thing real quick where you can get his heavy flamer, and then we'll get back to that.
Alright, no problem.
Nero?
Yep, no, well, I'll go there.
Okay, so you head over, and the Volstroyans are not there yet. Do you wait for them at the docks?
I'll just wait for them to arrive.
About 15 minutes later. It took you like 40 minutes to get there. About 15 minutes later, a 5-man squad is going to walk up to you. The lead is going to salute and bow and go, This is Corporal. Hold on, his name, random name generator, don't fail me.
it will fail you numerous times, and then succeed once.
Corporal Sartovin, at your service, sir.
He'll nod slightly.
By the way, this is the first time you've seen the Vostroyans in their full combat gear, and it's quite impressive. They bear red-tinted uniforms over what appears to be a complete void suit, expertly sealed and crafted with several sigils of purity and sashes denoting rank and hierarchy in the squad. All of them, except one, bear very ornate-looking lasguns with wooden stocks engraved with symbols that you don't really understand. They're probably tribal symbols that you expect from their homeworld, and one of them actually has the honor of bearing what appears to be a melta gun. All right.
Well, I'm going to quickly switch over to Warcant,
Oh,
and I'm going to ask them about the security of the immediate area.
the sergeant is going to step back for a moment in surprise, and he's going to respond in the Astra Militarum battle cant. He will go, I did not know that an astropath would be taught this, our shorthand cant. The security of this station is currently unknown. As such, it would be best if you remain within the perimeter of the squad at all times. I will take point if you would tell me where to lead.
I'm going to reply that I appreciate that he's taken the time, or that he's taken the lead, and I also inform him that I will take the standard VIP position in the center and will not leave it. I do not intend to make his life hard.
He nods and asks where to go.
I inform him that I need to go to... Well, where would I get the flamer? I guess there should be... Where in Footfall would I get that?
There are standard weaponsmiths everywhere, but they usually sell, as you've seen. Like, you can just, if you want, you can just go browsing around the market streets for now to see what's available, actually.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So as you start moving through, hold on a second. You start moving through the streets of Footfall. Various urchins and scum fill the streets, vendors peddling wares of various types, food, drink, silks, strange artifacts, people selling what they call blessed amulets, all around you. And as you continue, you see weaponsmiths scattered through the market streets, the Vostroyans clearing the path through the urchins and scum in front of you, mercenaries and other more heavily armed people moving to the side as you approach, not wanting to tangle with the heavily armed guardsmen.
Tell me. Let's see, he was a sergeant, right?
He was a corporal.
Tell me, Corporal. Have you been here for very long?
No, sir. We have only... hold on, I need to get my Russian accent again. We have
It is
only
fine. I can always speak with the Russian accent for you.
We have only been on Footfall for a few months now, and we have mostly been confined to our ship, especially in the past few weeks after the string of deaths that you ended, which, by the way, allow me to express my personal thanks. One of my former squad mates was one of those that died. I am thankful that he is avenged.
The rogue trader has a certain thing for loyalty, I think you will find. He is an amiable Lord Captain. He takes good care of these subordinates.
It is good to hear. The company commander has only expressed the highest of praise for the rogue trader's actions so far. Truly, the Emperor has blessed us with your presence.
Certainly.
But to answer your question, no. I have not been here long enough to tell you where to find the flame that you seek, but
It is
looking
not
around
bad.
here, he kind of looks
Observe for a moment. I'm gonna point towards one of the urchins. A child, wouldn't you say?
Yes, no older than 11 or 12.
It is a waste of potential to tear a child like that. It speaks bad of those that rule this area, that they have not taken into account the usage of such a child. If given a weapon, it could serve the Emperor.
This is true. On Vostroya, we who are chosen for the firstborn are already expected to handle a lasgun at that age.
Certainly. But even the lowest of life can be given purpose anew, if given the opportunity. And at that, I'm gonna fish out a throne and toss it to the child.
You toss it, And the urchin kind of glances at you and catches it in his hands and looks at it in wonderment.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I'm not gonna give it the dignified response, but simply urge the squad onwards. It is my firm belief that
And,
everyone has a
well,
place inside the Emperor's service.
As you continue, you hear a scuffle erupting behind you. And as you turn, you see that several of its friends have now grabbed the urchin and are beating it into the ground. And after a few seconds, there are 3 or 4 bloodied and bruised boys on the ground, and one of them seems to be running through the crowd being chased by the rest. The one you tossed the throne to appears to be one of the bruised ones on the ground, clutching his face kind of painfully.
I'm gonna nod slightly as I see this. Everyone has a place within the Emperor's service. We are but a weapon in the right hand of the Emperor. Observe, as I say, and I point towards the child. His fate was lacking. He had the opportunity, but failed.
He was simply weak. On Vostroya, he would be tossed into the factories to die in the
But,
smoke-filled vomits.
but he has served a purpose. Do note that that boy that runs there now has a throne to his name. A chance, earned by beating his fellows. That child failed, and another one rose to power. All according to the Emperor's will.
An interesting view.
Even those of us that fail serve to make the others stronger. Only the strongest of us may survive until the end time. I hope that one day I can serve by making another stronger.
Your words speak wisdom. You remind me of our instructors back on Vostroya. They also spoke of the greater sacrifice that we make, so that those after us may grow stronger in our stead. That we build upon the weakness of our ancestors, who turned their back on the Emperor, and that we today are stronger for those that gave their lives to rid us of this weakness.
Every generation, humanity grows stronger, and one day we will grow strong enough that the Emperor seems fit to walk off the golden throne. Such will be a glorious time, but
Emperor
my-
based.
but the point I was making. I'm gonna pause slightly. When the time comes for both of us to give our lives to the rogue trader, let us not fail.
He claps one hand on his chest. I will not fail in my duty. May my ancestors look upon me and smile, and those that I have left behind remember my sacrifice in honor. That is the fate that I would choose for myself. There's and from the rest of the squad, you hear murmurs of agreement and praises to the Emperor.
As he says this, I'm gonna reach down into my multiple hanging effigies, and I want to take loose one of the bird skulls I keep.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hand it over to him.
What is this? Totem?
This is a artifact. It came once upon a time, or during my training, I was given many birds. I point towards Moonin.
Who coughs?
Before they were augmented, I trained with all of them. Eventually, only one survived. I keep the skulls around as a reminder of their sacrifice, so that Moonin could grow strong. This artifact, these birds, were bred on Terra.
He looks at the skull, and as you say, Terra, his eyes go wide in wonderment. He goes, I cannot accept such a gift. To hold a piece
I'm gonna
of holy Terra in my hands.
I'm gonna place a hand on the shoulder. Go with it in grace. It is my reward to you, for you have proven yourself to be a intelligent man. I hope that in your time of greatest need, this bird skull will guide you.
He takes it in his gloved hand, and his hand closes upon it, and he stops for a moment, the squad stopping with him, and he puts it close to his chest and murmurs a prayer to the Emperor. 1 second. Where's my...
Right, either way, to wrap up so I don't take too much time, do I find anything?
Do you ask around the market for people that sell military-grade weapons?
Yeah.
Alright, so you go to a weaponsmith probably, right?
Yeah.
So, he's going to, he's going to notice the guardsman and kind of, quickly stand up and take off put out his low stick and kind of get his uniform ready. Welcome, all esteemed and honorable customers. How may this humble weaponsmith be of aid to you?
The rumor has it that you sell equipment. And I'm gonna look at the obvious, the things that he's got on display is probably the low quality stuff.
He's got some las carbines, some stub automatics, some various types of auto pistols, auto guns, battered looking flak vests, some leather armor, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna pick up one of the pistols that are on the table and turn it around in my hand.
Yes. Made in the weapon forges of Malfi itself. Highest quality. It will not jam on you.
As he's saying this, I'm just gonna cut him short with a... I serve the rogue trader, Michael Ambrose. And the rumor has it on the streets that you have a stash. I'm gonna look at him. Of finery for those that have the thrones to pay for it.
He kind of motions you to lead in. Well, I don't know who told you anything about a stash, but I might not be the one you wish to speak to. I mostly sell to the narco tribes and the gangs, but kind of leans in closer. If you want more higher quality, and judging from your retinue, you do. Go to this address. He should have what you're looking for. If he doesn't kill you first. And he kind of rummages in his pocket and hands you a piece, takes out a piece of paper and scrolls on it with a pen. Hands it to you.
Right. I'm going to reveal the astropathic symbol on my chest. He probably already knows, but I'm going to reveal it, tap it twice, and after that, hand him a handful of thrones, like you stick them in his palm. I was never here.
Of course. Emperor be with you. And he kind of touches his forehead. Emperor, go with you.
May you live in interesting times. And with that, I turn around and walk.
And you just hear him kind of just breathe like... Whoa. And you look at the note? Well, you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the note where it doesn't tell me to go.
The note...
It tells you to go to the blown up asteroid! Fuck you! No!
The note tells you it's not on this asteroid. No, you are correct. And where it is actually surprises you. It's not on Footfall. The coordinates he's given you to put... Huh?
2 seconds, I've been called off. Where is it just quickly? I'll go to wherever it is.
It is on one of the outlying asteroids in the Furibundo's asteroid belt, outside of the borders of Footfall.
Yeah, I'll arrange for transport there, and you can take someone else.
Okay. Then back with the Bernstein crew. I mean, totally not taking control of that. No. Just kidding. So, back with you guys waiting in front of the door. Yeah, there appears, through your servo skull, you see what appears to be a bent piece of the passageway blocking Bernstein's path. Something appears to have damaged the mechanical passageway. This is also only like a dozen meters from where it should connect into the into this main structure.
You corrected the damage and proceed.
Bernstein kind of looks at it and goes, "Correction, currently, with current tools, impossible. We'll have to remove obstruction. Possible damage to mechanical passageway, to maintenance passageway.
Proceed.
Probability of damage, 97%.
Understood. Proceed anyway.
Acknowledged." And through the serval skull, you see one of his arms come out of the robe, and to your great disgust, it is completely metal. But this is the part that greatly disgusts you. It opens up into two arms, and one of them, the fingers kind of go together and go into the forearm, and a flame starts burning in the now hollow area, whitening into what appears to be a cutting flame. And he kind of crawls or slithers forward. You can't really tell from the movement in his robes. And starts cutting away at pieces of the maintenance shaft. The automated safety protocols of the serval skull kind of dodge around the falling, half-molten pieces of metal that are now raining down from above. After a few seconds, and some sparking from electrical wires being cut, the bend is cut away, revealing that the passageway continues on until it reaches from what you can see from the stab light of the serval skull, you see a small, maintenance hatch up in the distance. Obstruction removed. Proceeding. And you see him slither up the walls again, his mechanical legs grasping at the bare sides of the maintenance shaft until he reaches the top. And with a flurry of hand movements, he opens it up. And at that point, the serval skull, you see the image fill with static, it sputters, and you lose the data link completely.
Omnisaya, save us from the incompetence of these creatures. What do you see, Bernstein?
You hear nothing but static from his vox.
It seems we have lost all communication. I know not what occurs in there now, and that leaves me with a bitter taste in my mouth.
Ignatius and Boltus, you're still there. Do you want to respond?
So you're saying we don't have any connection to him?
I don't know what had occurred. Some sort of distortion has broken my link to the skull probe. I have no idea what is occurring inside.
That's bad, isn't it? That's bad.
Yeah, that's very bad.
Well, fuck.
Ignatius?
If he is successful, we will know soon. If he is not, then
Did I just
safe to assume it after a time.
Did I just lose communication to the servo skull, or did it like literally just lose all? It just stopped functioning and
You
collapsed.
don't know. You don't have a connection to it.
All right, okay.
But from what you can deduce, it probably either is still hovering there, waiting orders, or it's dead. There is no other reason for it to stop transmitting, unless its transmission is being blocked, or it died. Or the transmitter is damaged, but there was no evidence of that happening. As you're talking, from beyond the bulkhead, you hear several popping and snapping sounds, like valves being opened, gaskets being released.
I'm just going to raise my Archaeotech rifle and point it at the door just in case anything comes out of it we weren't expecting.
Yeah, I pull out my bolter pistol.
Ignatius?
I will step back, and my hand will go with my pistol as it always does, while I cower and slink into a corner.
With a shudder, the bulkhead starts to rise. And finally, as it clears the last little, as it finally like moves up, you see a jet of cold air rush out from under it, sweeping the dust up from the hallway.
Good thing I'm wearing a rebreather then.
Hmm?
It's a good thing I'm wearing a rebreather then, so I don't have to, breathe this dust all over the place.
Ignatius, did you put on Boltus's rebreather?
He offered it to me. I never said I took it. I probably wouldn't have.
And then, what, do you cover your mouth from the dust, or do you start coughing and retching at the sudden intrusion?
Yeah, I have a shroud hanging over my face, so I'll just press that into my mouth and attempt to filter out some of it.
Mm. The dust kind of just fills the air around you for several seconds before it is blown away back into the back of the area. The bulkhead continues to rise, and you see nothing but darkness on the other side. The floor on the other side is the same as the one you're currently standing on. But as the bulkhead continues upwards, it seems very weathered, very old, and not just with a small layer of dust, but with a very heavy, thick layer of dust. Also, you see the beginning of robes, red robes. They're kind of swaying as the bulkhead rises, and as it continues up into the ceiling, it slowly reveals the figure of Bernstein, shaking and shuddering, his eyes blinking and refocusing several times as he stands there. He takes a single jittering step out, his entire body convulsing, and he goes, "Mission, and he keels over and falls face first into the ground and stops moving.
What? No.
You
Is
have
he
got
dead?
Shh.
And I will begin cautiously stepping forward, peering into
Is
the
it
blackness.
dark behind them? Like,
Hold
is it
on.
pitch black or what?
Do you, and it's almost pitch black. With your stab lights, you see that the hall continues on a bit into what appears to be a massive room, a chamber. You see dark shapes rising up, dull outlines of shapes rising up in the thick dust that has been swirled up from this escape of cold air.
I'll activate the glow lamp on my Explorator Mechadendroid and
Yeah, that's what I was saying with your your
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, just to-
around.
blare as much light down it as I can, basically.
Yeah, the problem
Can I-
is
can I
dust
tell
is
if-
kind of blocking your view at this time. Everything is hazy.
Can I tell if Bernstein is dead?
No. You have no Medicaid won't work. He's not a biological thing, and Psyniscience doesn't tell you anything either.
So you would need tech use.
We have a tech priest.
Yeah, but I don't really care about him, that's the thing.
Hmm.
So I just sort of step over his body and walk into the room.
All right.
I prop Bernstein's body figure up upon a wall and
He
move forward.
is incredibly heavy. You have to strain and groan to move him even an inch. His entire body seems to be made of metal, like a solid chunk of metal, which it probably is.
Heavy bugger, aren't you?
But you can manage, to pull him and kind of prop him up. That's fine. And Marius, as you cross the threshold into the room, I need you to give me a -10 toughness test.
Yep. -10 toughness. Is this going to go well? Probably not, but let's see.
Oh, I see no reason why it shouldn't. I see
Another
no
100.
reason why it shouldn't.
I have one fate point.
Half of the rolls this session have been 100s. I don't do it. Leave that excellent 100, 50-50 100 ratio.
No, I'm gonna reroll. I only have one fate point left because I used 2 in my mini session. So
You're no fun.
Well, I don't. 100 on like toughness test kind of implies badness to me. So, God damn it.
It's not much better.
See, you should have just left 100.
How many are your
Yeah.
degrees of failure? 5?
Yeah.
You
6.
take 5 levels of fatigue. What's your toughness?
Holy shit!
4.
As you pass in, you feel this intense wave of force hit you. Your mind just is scrambled by this shockwave, as almost it feels like a shockwave. You feel your mechanical components just screaming in agony as the machine spirits in your body are violated by some external force that you barely even have time to register before your cerebral implants are overwhelmed and your body shuts down to protect its systems, and you slump to the ground unconscious.
Got haywired.
Oh boy.
By the way, guys,
Seeing as this has no apparent influence.
Yeah, by the way, you just saw Marius. You just saw Marius step over the room, jitter and shudder for like a few seconds, and then collapse.
This does not bode well. This does not bode well.
I will conclude that it has something to do with them being tech priests and throw caution to the wind and step a foot in.
Do you drag Marius out of there?
I will.
I am incapable of doing that.
I think Marius, you're also pretty heavy, right? You got mechanical legs and shit.
Yeah.
Over 100k, I think.
You
have your weight listed. This is the time to use these things.
Yeah, I have 100. I'm 127 kilograms.
So yeah, he's pretty heavy to pull Boltus, but you managed to pull him. And you just want to step inside, Ignatius?
Yeah, I'll poke my head in. And...
Mm-hmm. You feel a crackling over your skin. You feel your hair stand on edge. And you have some minor cybernetic implants, right? To control your third eye.
What?
Don't you have any?
I don't think so.
So you're one of those. Your house is one of those houses that don't use cybernetics to kind of control the third eye.
I hadn't made any provisions to it, so I would assume not.
Okay, I was just asking. So in that case, since you have no cybernetic components, you just feel this tingling and your hair standing on edge, and you step inside, and it's deathly cold. Your breath immediately turns to icicles as you breathe out, and as you throw your lamp around. There are no lights. There's heavy dust everywhere. Everything is kind of blurry, but the dust is starting to settle after about a minute since the bulkhead has been opened. And you see in the gloom massive 10-meter high stacks of dark black metal in front of you, festooned with symbols of the Mechanicus and whirring with some of them whirring slightly with some internal machinery, or you cannot tell. There seems to be half a dozen of these tall spires reaching all up to the ceiling. And one thing does catch your eye. At the foot of the one right in front of you is a body, desiccated with age, mummified because of the lack of any sort of moisture or not moisture, any sort of decomposition on board a ship. And this figure has tattered, age-worn robes, age-worn clothes that have lost all color. And as you approach, you see that its arms and fingers and face have been completely shriveled into nothing but into a desiccated husk.
Okay. What robes does it bear? Does it have? Is it like a tech priest? Or?
It bears what appears to be the same clothes as the figure you saw in the vid, in the recording.
Are there any identifying marks? I mean, I saw him, but like,
If there were any, they have been worn away with time. Just from the style, it appears to be the same.
Poor sod. Are his like eyes open?
Do you enter?
he doesn't have eyes.
Wait, do you enter as well?
Yes.
Do you have any cybernetics?
No.
Wait, no, you're a pilot, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, you have like minor cybernetics on the back of your head to connect to ships.
Oh.
But nothing. You just get like a really severe headache as you step inside.
Ah,
And you feel your hair stand on edge.
the fuck is wrong with this room?
And you can walk over to the body if you want. You know, you just have a really bad throbbing headache in the back of your head.
I walk up to the body. It's like I just perform like in my native ship dialect. I perform last rites.
All right. Ignatius?
I will begin pawing over the body.
What, you mean you flip it over or something?
Yeah, I'll start poking through its body.
Where you grab the body, even like with your light touch to flip it over, your hand just crumbles through it.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, his clothes are still there, so.
His clothes crumble to dust on your touch.
If there was something of use on him, it may have survived. So I'll sift through the dust and perhaps some data slates or.
Your hand hits something, your fingers as you're kind of the parts that you've already disintegrated. You find something hard where his left arm used to be. And picking it up, it's a very old, age-worn ring. You have no idea how it could have survived so long when the body is disintegrated completely. But it's this very old, worn ring. And as you turn it on the front, it has a symbol that you don't recognize. It is... Or do you have Scholastic Lore Heraldry?
I do not.
No.
Nobody has heraldry.
Someone should.
Maybe we had a seneschal that wasn't a fucking asshole, then maybe we could.
They seneschals are supposed to be
what's done
assholes.
is
That's
done
their job.
with the seneschal. But I mean, at least I think a rogue trader would have it, because like a rogue trader should like know other dynasties.
That really that is scholastic.
Common Lore Rogue Trader would work as well here, but
I'm just saying, like, you should know other people of, because what are you, like the 1% of this galaxy?
The 0.01% of the 0.01% of the 0.01%, you mean?
We get it. They have money.
We get it. Yeah, we get that. But like, they're so small. They're such a minority. That you would know everybody or the families.
At least have heard of some of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the fuck did I... Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I can't find pictures today. I found
I'll shine my flashlight over it. I'll shine my flashlight over it, and if it bears no particular I'll find it for now.
This is the symbol you see on the front. Actually, fuck it. I'll just send it to everyone.
Oh yeah, already.
Is it the same one that you sent
Yeah,
me earlier?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it's that symbol, yeah.
Alright, that is what you see on the front
Right.
of the ring.
So yeah, I'll shine my flashlight over it, and if it bears no significance to me, then I'll pocket it for the time being.
Alright, yeah, that is it. It only seems to have this symbol on the front. It's a very elaborate ring.
Gypsy intensifies.
Must pocket.
More shekels.
Porky.
This thing.
You say something about dags.
This thing can give me shekels.
Yeah, dags, good dags. I want a new void ship for me ma. Who is ma?
Me ma!
Karn, can this thing give you shekels?
No.
Maybe.
No.
We have no idea.
Probably.
But But he
Use
might
your
have
mini
to rub his shekels now. Anyway, Voltus, you notice him grab something from the pile and look at it. Unless you're like obviously hiding it, Ignatius.
It's
Perry,
Perry's dead.
he's dead, Jim.
Jim, he be dead.
Perry, no.
No, no, not in this campaign. No,
Kitty, no.
I'm going to come to Germany and I'm going to fucking stab you 5 times.
With a spoon.
Maybe with a spork.
Why a spork?
Because why not?
Sporks are the best of both worlds.
I am. Goddammit.
I'll have to go soon, just so you know.
Yeah, we're ending soon. Like, this is where we're ending.
Yes, I've done a grand total of
Nothing.
yes.
I'm probably far too large to really be subtle about that kind of thing. So it's most likely pretty obvious he's looking at something.
Michael. Yes, you see it. You see the ring. You see the ring.
Hmm.
You have
What's
now
that?
7 days before you die.
I will put it in my pockets.
Ugh.
You're gonna take it to Mordor and, throw it
Yes,
in the fire from whence it came.
Cost
the one
to the
ring
fire.
was forged in the fires of Khazad.
Ignatius!
May it be undone.
Okay. So, what do you got there, Ignatius? Boltus asks.
Merely a trinket.
Alright then. Let's see if we can't find what the fuck's wrong with his room.
Do you approach one of the big stacks?
Sure, why not?
Well, do you, or what do you do? Like, you're in this giant fucking room.
I approach one of the stacks.
It seems to hum as you approach. And you hear like a humming coming from inside.
I put one of my hands on it.
You touch it.
Yes.
As you touch it, you feel a spark on your hand, like static electricity. And suddenly, far above you, you hear the clacking of glow lamps, probably off for Emperor knows how long, flickering to life. And a deep bass voice.
Bass.
Bass.
There's not a fish.
Shut up. Drop the bass. A deep bass voice. A deep bass voice comes over the intercom. It comes over the over hidden speakers in the walls. You tread in the tomb of the Harlocks.
What have you done?
I touch a thing and now there's voices.
This is not my domain. We must leave.
Activating defensive measures.
Oh,
I
fuck.
have already begun leaving after my statement that I must leave.
Ignatius is already halfway down the corridor.
Speak identification code.
Oh, janitor?
What?
Latu,
Valid. Deploying defensive countermeasures.
Right, getting the fuck out of here.
if you had just stayed silent, it would have assumed you were waiting.
And as you all head to leave, you see compartments on the walls open up, and with a strange wobbly gait, skull-faced machines
Oh no!
Not Necrons, is it?
No, no, these are
Yes, yes. This is a tomb world. This
No.
ship is a tomb world.
No.
Is this what I think they are, Coney? Is this yes, this
Hear me
probably
out.
is.
These strange, skull-faced machines come out. Desiccated skin hanging off their frames as they raise weapon arms at you. Claws, weathered and cracked with age, extending out of sockets. And with red glowing eyes, they start slowly approaching you.
Good job, guys.
There
How many
seems to
do
be
they-
about 24 of them.
Bernstein, help.
Bernstein, please! Bernstein, please!
Bernstein.
Bernstein's
Help
out cold.
them.
Marius is out cold.
Ted Priest.
Baltus, shoot them. Something.
Do you
To
leave
not
the
this-
room?
Yes, I leave the room.
The moment you exit the threshold, threat neutralized. Returning to standby mode. And the hulking, skull-faced machines stop, jerkily turn around, and return to their sally ports. Those closing behind them with creaks and whines, and the lights flicker and go out.
Ignatius just like clutches an enormous like basketball-sized hand to his chest and turns towards you and hisses at you.
Petulant fool! Nearly killed us both.
Yeah, I noticed. What the fuck were those things? Were those fucking servitors?
Perhaps. Take
we
these two
need-
to Methacai. I must go confer with the rogue trader. I will inform him of this occurrence.